I heard Griffo was smelling the margaritas from down the highway.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. Good morning, Joseph. Thanks for coming in here this morning.
Hola.
Why is it that I can't? So I go over to Seneca Liquors, and I'm trying to buy I found this margarita mix that has no calories. It's made with stevia, a natural supplement, a natural substitute for sugar, and no carbs, nothing. And then I go in there, they don't sell the same thing. It's in the same bottle, but they don't sell it because they have to put alcohol in it in order for it to be sellable in New York State in a liquor store.
It's a construct that was developed a long time ago, and that's some of the debate that we have in Albany. Right now, liquor stores sell just liquor, and as a result of that, you can't buy wine in grocery stores. So there was a push.
That's why you go down to some states, like you go to Myrtle Beach or something.
There was a push in New York to sell wine in grocery stores and then to give the other products to the liquor stores that you're talking about. Yeah. But these small businesses basically said that would put them out of business because they were.
You're right, because now you get into these other cities, and it's Walmart is your liquor store, your winery, and your everything else.
Yeah, and I understand it. I like convenience, but when you set something up a long time ago, and if you can't figure out a good way for people to survive, so remember all these small businesses, the liquor stores, developed and evolved under a construct. So if we expand theirs, then you're going to get the grocery business saying, well, if you're going to allow them to sell juices, now you ought to allow us to sell wine. Right, so that's the dilemma right now.
Interesting. So when I'm looking at it and saying that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, typical, right? We like to say things like that, but we don't know the full background of why.
Yeah, and there's always to try to find ways to make it work, obviously, because I think we're all about consumer and convenience now, too, but you still don't want to put people out of business because they went into a business based on the construct that was developed at the time, and this dates back a long time ago.
Mick, do you, as salutatorian at the Utica College, are you okay with what the senator's saying?
Yeah, I think that makes sense, obviously, trying to let the small businesses figure out how to survive with that change.
Within the confines of all the rules and regulations. What do they do in Minnesota?
Minnesota has a similar system, so actually even a little bit different. The liquor stores sell liquor, beer, and you can't get any of that really at the grocery store.
Oh,
so it's even more divided.
All right.
Yeah, each state does it a lot differently, I like the way you said Minnesota. I don't know if Mick caught that, but you know, we do have wine and ice cream here now, thanks to bills that we proposed for Mercer. So you might have an idea where you can incorporate some wine and pour it over your ice cream, maybe when you have an adult hour at the truck.
I'll have to look into that. It could be a good seller.
I would say that could be a good seller. A little background on Mick. Mick Bushinski is the salutatorian this year at Utica College, dual majoring in government and politics and economics with a specialization in pre-law. Earned a GPA of 3.98, has served as the owner and proprietor of Mick Mart Ice Cream since the age of 16, an ice cream business in Minnesota. Although he's been accepted by both Yale and Harvard law schools, impressive. He is considering pursuing his MBA at Utica College First. What are you going to do?
Yeah, actually, it just all got ironed out, I guess, in the last couple of weeks. So, yeah, I'm coming back next year. I'm playing the hockey team at UC.
You get to play again? You get to play hockey again?
Yeah, I was injured my sophomore year, so I have a year of eligibility left. So I'm going to get my MBA next year and then head to Yale Law School the year after that.
How impressive is that, though, huh, Bill?
Very
a complete
impressive.
Student athlete here. This is amazing.
Well, let's go over this. He appeared in 63 games so far for UC hockey. He will return for Gary Heenan's crew next year. He's accumulated 34 points in his career. This season, you finished with 19 points on 15 assists and 7 goals. The Pioneers won the ECAC West regular season title. Also a 3-time member of the ECAC West All-Academic Team.
Yeah, it's been a great season and a great experience.
Easy. That was just easy stuff. Right? Pretty impressive.
It's really fun with the team and all the guys, Coach Heenan. Yeah, it's been really a tremendous experience and a reason why I'm coming back next year.
How has Utica been for, I mean, clearly you have a chance to play hockey and you're going to stick around another year. How has, I mean, this is good. You got a senator right here. This is Utica. We beat ourselves up more than anybody does in the world. But you've come to, there's good stuff about here. I'm sure there's some stuff that you probably hate and you miss home and all of that. But what's your impression of this town?
I've come to really love Utica. Obviously, it's kind of a second home for me. I've lived in several states between high school and college. I've lived in Alaska, California, Michigan, so I've been kind of a little bit all over.
Wow.
But I've honestly really enjoyed Utica. In a lot of ways, it's very similar to Minnesota. People back home, when I say, yeah, I'm in New York, how's the city? And I'm like,
yeah,
it's not the city.
It's not. Yeah.
But it's actually very similar to Minnesota. The outdoors, hunting, fishing, and then plus you have the Adirondacks right here, which even adds another element to that. So I've come to really enjoy it.
Why is it, Joe, that the people who transplants talk so much better about us than we do?
Well, we've always very difficult on ourselves, and as you know, most of the people that visit, and if you don't go a lot of places, that becomes a problem too, because you don't have these experiences in other communities and other regions and states. But yeah, those who come here really appreciate and understand so much of what we have that is so great about the area. Really, I think what's even more impressive is that Mick is going to root for the Rangers now.
Oh.
I actually have a roommate who's a diehard Rangers fan, so I was up watching that game with him last night. So I've actually they've become my second favorite team.
Well, you were in Alaska. Could you see Russia from your window?
Yeah, every morning.
Yeah, I was going to transition into politics. What are your thoughts? So you obviously, one of your majors is government and politics. So what do you think of this? What a year, huh?
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting time to be in politics. Obviously, going to law school, I was kind of struck by one of the things I heard. I was at an admitted students program, and just the way that I think in a little bit we're losing the ability to, have a heated debate, but oftentimes very necessary, but then still be able to respect the other side. That's something I've always liked, that I can go into a classroom at UC and argue pretty extensively and sometimes pretty heated with someone, but then still respect them and go have a drink with them afterwards.
That's gone now.
I think we're losing that a little bit, and I think that's something we should try to get back.
What's interesting is I don't necessarily think it is completely gone. And Joe, you can talk about this. While it's gone, it still happens. So I really think, like in Washington, they are still going out and having a beer. They just can't let their constituents know that they're doing it. It's we, the constituents, we don't understand that two lawyers, after they beat each other up in the courtroom, go out for a drink afterwards. We don't understand that, and I think that's what's been lost. Joe, would you talk about that?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. Actually, there's less of that, and that is part of the problem. When you get to know one another, you get to respect one another. And even though you have a difference of opinion, as you indicated, as lawyers do in court, you go in as adversaries and you fight hard, but in the end, you remain friends.
Yeah.
I think that is what's missing right now in the political equation.
Is it missing in Albany? Is it missing with the representatives?
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, I'm fortunate because I get along with a lot of my colleagues. I mean, you see even locally with Anthony and I, but more importantly, even across the state. In fact, I'm going to dinner with a couple of the members of the Democrat Minority Conference next week. They called and asked.
Yeah.
We need to do more of that. So not only from a political and a party philosophic standpoint, but even a regional perspective. The guys downstate sometimes don't understand the upstate issues.
Right.
We need to get a better idea and familiarization of the downstate area. But when I see someone like Mick, I get impressed because this is really what we have to look forward to as we move forward in the future. It sounds cliche, but really this is impressive and gives me hope.
Hope, because when this is generational. When things are really bad, the younger generation looks at it and says, what is wrong with these people, and really works to improve it. And you see it change like that, and I hope we're in for that change, because we certainly need it. What are you going to say? You get to speak at the graduation ceremony?
Well, they haven't told me yet if I am, so I don't think so. I think I'm on the platform party, so I'll be on stage, but I think there's just a medal ceremony or something like that. But yeah, if I am speaking, I hope they tell me soon.
Okay, and you're back next year?
Yes, I am back next year. Cool. I'm doing my MBA and playing for UC hockey.
Heenan's got to be happy about that.
Yeah, he is. I was actually just named a captain, so I was really happy about that. I'm really excited to try to lead the team to better things next year.
Good for you. All right.
Was that like a negotiation tool? If you come back, we'll name you captain. One more year.
He actually had to promise to start a Mr. Softy franchise in Utica.
With a little extra something on top.
That's right. Yeah. All right, a little wine. You want the wine on top. Mick Bushinski, congratulations, and we're so happy to have you in this town.
Yeah, thank you for having me.